An international event was averted yesterday when a jet carrying Bola Tinubu was chased away from the Nigerian airspace. After spending about 2 weeks abroad, Tinubu was flying home from France, and after they flew over the Algerian airspace and a little bit into the Nigerian airspace, they made a sharp turn to the west, which is very unusual for someone that is heading east. This kind of turn can only be made in an emergency. Let's make an illustration. You can see the flight path over Algeria, and for someone that is heading to Abuja, they should fly over Niamey and head straight down to Abuja, but that was not to be. They had to make a quick turn to the west into Burkina Faso, and looking at how deep they flew over the Burkina Faso airspace, it seems they gave them a strict flight path over their airspace. Or were they avoiding something else inside Burkina? Yes, it doesn't look right wasting all that aviation fuel just to avoid the Nigerian airspace. In fact, after they made that sharp turn into Burkina Faso, their flight path looked like someone headed to Ghana, but they brushed Ghana and made another quick turn to the east. They had to fly over Togo, Benin Republic, and headed over to Abuja. We all know that the Nigerian authorities have reopened their airspace to civilian aircrafts, and the jet Tinubu was flying in is among the Nigerian presidential fleet managed by the Nigerian Airforce. So why did they deny him the use of their airspace? And considering the sharp turn that they made into Burkina Faso, they must have seen a threat, a warning that the plane will be brought down if they fail to leave their airspace immediately. Were the Nigerian authorities right in denying Tinubu the use of their airspace? Well, the answer is not straightforward. Remember that Tinubu and other ECOWAS leaders threatened Niger with a military intervention. In fact, at the early stages, they gave them an ultimatum of 7 days to restore Bazoum as the elected president of Niger. Otherwise, that they have set up an intervention force that will invade Niger to effect the change. So Niger is anticipating a war between them and ECOWAS leaders because they've not made any other statement to the contrary. Yes, other statements made by ECOWAS that they are pursuing diplomacy and peaceful means to end the deadlock in negotiations in Niger. They always end the statements by reaffirming that military option is still on the table. So technically, Niger is right to anticipate that there will be a future war with ECOWAS since they've not withdrawn that military intervention in any of their statements. And if a country is anticipating a war with another country, they are already technically at war with each other. The border between Nigeria and Niger remains closed. Other sanctions from ECOWAS remain in place. These are measures that normally precede war throughout history. Another thing to consider is that these jets spent about a week in France, and France being a major manufacturer of aircrafts, the Nigerian authorities have no way of knowing if this jet was fitted with a camera and other surveillance equipment which will be used to spy on them when they fly over the Nigerian airspace. This is not in any way making excuses for the Nigerian authorities. They know the reason they denied him the use of their airspace. And looking at the whole scenario, when an aircraft is approaching a country's airspace, they make the announcement early. They seek the permission. If they don't get the green light from the country, they will start early to maneuver away from their airspace. So two things happened here. Either the radar command initially authorized them to fly over their airspace while they were still in Algerian airspace, but they later contacted the military high command to tell them, look at the person that is about to fly over our airspace, and they didn't want to allow him. They changed their mind, so they had to tell them, hey, leave our airspace right now or we'll bring you down. Another scenario might be that they told them ahead of time that they are not allowed to fly over their airspace, but the Nigerian authorities never took it seriously. The Air Force flying the airplane, maybe they felt, why should these people do this? Are they joking? In the process of entering the airspace, these people now threatened and said, hey, we warned you not to enter. Leave now, or this must have necessitated the sharp turn to Burkina Faso. So any of this must have played out yesterday. Would the Nigerian authorities have done it to a Buhari or an Obasanjo? Definitely not. They wouldn't have done it. Besides, any of them, whether Buhari or Obasanjo, wouldn't have reacted in such a hasty manner. They wouldn't have threatened Niger with a military intervention. Being former military men themselves, they understand how the military operates. Military boys are quick to take decisions. They act on instinct sometimes. So situations like these need to be approached with caution, not hasty decisions. No matter what is happening, Niger is a neighboring country to Nigeria. Even if an internal conflict breaks out in Niger today, Nigeria will still act as a safe place for many people fleeing the conflict. So, ab initio, the reaction of ECOWAS leaders was wrong when the military coup happened in Niger. Military boys only understand force. Remember what happened in Nigeria during the Abacha days. Nigeria was sanctioned by the US, many countries. The Pope came here and begged Abacha to leave power. He refused. Nelson Mandela begged Abacha. He didn't listen. So military boys are always like that. It's not surprising the loudest voices in ECOWAS are people who committed coups in their own country. Alassane Ouattara committed a constitutional coup when he amended their constitution in order to extend his tenure. Not that amendment of a constitution is wrong, but it becomes morally wrong when the incumbent president benefits from the amendment. You are not the only person that can handle the country. No one is indispensable. On Tinubu's side, he did not win election from electoral coup to judicial coup. So it's not surprising that the people who committed these acts are the people leading the opposition to someone else who committed a military coup. So somehow the sanctions placed on Niger by ECOWAS leaders are affecting the ECOWAS leaders themselves. Imagine spending extra 2 hours in the air avoiding Nigerian airspace in a 6-hour journey to Europe on a normal day. Another thing is that the Nigerian Airforce personnel never in their wildest dreams anticipated that the Nigerians will deny them the use of their airspace. This is because of the long history of the two countries. They fought together against a common enemy. Nigeria has always played the role of a big brother to Niger. Many northern Nigerians can trace their ancestry to Niger and vice versa. So what brought the animosity in a once flourishing friendship between two countries? You already know the answer. It has never been this low for Nigeria and Nigerians at the international space, from one disgrace to another. Are we talking about the court proceedings that is going on there to release his academic records at Chicago State University? Are we going to talk about the disgrace it will bring on Nigerians when everything is blown open, that he wasn't actually the person that was admitted in that university? Are we going to talk about all the disgrace that Nigerians face while they travel abroad? At many airports, they are subjected to all sorts of searches and delays. They see their colleagues from other countries being left to pass airports without much problems, but Nigerians are singled out for searches. So the disgrace and the loss of our battered reputation is at its lowest levels right now. No one can change the situation for Nigeria except Nigerians. Till Nigerians start doing the right thing, whether you are a welder, you are a mechanic, you are a bricklayer, you are a police officer, you are an army officer, you are a politician, you are a legislator, you are a lawyer, you are a judge, till everyone starts doing the right thing, then Nigeria will never be a better place for everyone. Thanks for watching.